Welcome everyone. Welcome to Butcher and the Beard. I'm David Butcher. That's John Shanley. How's everyone doing? It is Saturday the
Huh?
20th, man. It feels like we're live every day because it's so fast to the next podcast. I love it. I love it. I
Yeah.
never complain. But yeah,
No,
man.
this is a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoying it. Um, this is it, man. This is the big weekend, divisional playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm psyched. Just a little quick recap of last night's basketball. A couple big stories. Devin Booker, 52 points. Really, really outstanding game of them. The Suns were struggling, but now they got the three of them healthy. And Booker's being aggressive.
Yeah.
They're going to be really tough. They're kind of like starting to become what everyone thought they were going to
Yeah.
become. And then Boston Celtics lose their first game at home to the defending champs, Denver Nuggets, 102-100. Great game. A lot of good things in this. Tatum had a nice poster dunk, and but then he missed the three that would have won him the game. So it is what it is. It was a great game, but that's all second fiddle. Today is the day. Um, I am looking forward in basketball to the Knicks tonight because they're
Yeah.
hosting Toronto. So Quickly and Barrett come home,
Yeah. That was
or
quick. That
they,
was quickly.
they're not home though. They're not their home anymore. But
Yeah.
obviously, I'm sure the New York fans will give them their
I
tribute.
hope
And
so.
then
They didn't choose to get traded. You know what I mean? It's not
no,
like,
no,
so.
completely. The true New York fans, they appreciated everything that they gave us while they
Yeah.
were here, and them departing hopefully gives us, getting OG and Anobi is a chip, is a piece, making us a better team. So,
Yeah, for sure.
that's the goal. Like you come in here, you work hard for us, and you're either gonna be with us or you're gonna be part of something that makes us better. So like
Yeah.
that's all you can ask for. So the organization itself is doing much much better things, and I'm happy to see that. But today is about two games. Um, you got the Packers and the Niners, and then the Texans and the Ravens. Texans and the Ravens first.
Yeah. 4:30.
Um, these both of these games are very interesting because you have the uh, the division winners, the Ravens and the Niners, the top
Yeah.
teams in each respective division,
Yeah.
going against these up and coming rookie quarterbacks that
Yeah.
just had phenomenal years. So like the storyline is like exactly the same. Um, but if you look at it like from a history perspective, the Texans have never made it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The Ravens have won two Super Bowls. The Packers and Niners have combined for about 10 Super Bowls. I think nine, but still,
Yeah.
they like the history of their organizations are there. So like they're gonna be winners. Let's talk about the first game, which is going to be the Texans and Ravens.
Yeah.
A lot of people are high on the Texans, and I could see why. C.J. Stroud has had an amazing year. Um, Ravens have dominated a lot of times, but they've had a history of blowing games late. And in his only two playoff appearances, Jackson he's just not played well. So what do
Yeah.
you think?
CJ Stroud is playing some phenomenal football, so like it's gonna be hard. Like I said in my own I had like a dream. I don't know. It's weird. Is that like CJ Stroud had like two interceptions today? Like I don't know. Like I said, I thought it was Sunday because my brain went right into like, oh man, you already missed the game. Like I missed the biggest game that I wanted to watch. You know what I mean? But no, I think it has to fall on the Ravens defense. You know what I mean? That's who has to control this game. You know what I mean? You're gonna go into this game saying, "Hey, this kid is good," and I hope that you play it like that because I know you're the best team out there. You just got Davlin Cook to come over and join you, so you have running backs again. You know what I mean? Like that, Cook's gonna be good, especially on this team. You know what I mean? He wasn't used in the Jets offense, so it is what it is. But you know, I think that we have to sit here and think to ourselves like Lamar said it yesterday. He's like, I gotta win a championship now, so he's gonna be out there trying to prove it, but don't try to prove it too much because let like they always say, let give take what the defense gives you. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna sit here and you're going to try to overplay because you want to win a championship now. And that's where the maturity of the level of your game becomes bigger, is when you start to notice. You think Tom Brady went out there and played better football than he was? No, he went out there and gave himself an opportunity to win these games. Why do you think that, like, oh, if it's time to check down, check down. If it's time to throw over the middle, throw over the middle. But, like, always give yourself that opportunity, because if you over here and overplay it and overanalyze every situation that you're going to do, and you're going to put some plays on the field that are going to be great. You're going to put some things on the field that are going to be terrible that you wish you had back, like they always say. But
Yeah.
I think that's what it has to come down to. I think the Ravens are capable of winning a Super Bowl for sure. Their offense is really legit. Their defense is legit. So they have that capability. But if you play too big, I can see this Texan team coming in there and beating you. You know what I mean? Their defense is starting to play big. They come from a defensive background, so they're very lucky to have CJ on the other side on the offense, kind of playing his football, because the DeMarcus, that's the coach, right? He's a defensive coordinator, so he's got his team rallying around that defense. And Lamar Jackson, he could be stopped. We've seen it. You know what I mean? It's not like.
That's the thing. Like, Lamar has not have a good history in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The year he won MVP, he had his worst game in the playoffs, and it was the same thing. They were the number one seed. He was at home, and he just laid an egg. And I don't know if that's going to be the same thing. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on Lamar Jackson because it's his second playoff stint, and he has not performed in the playoffs. So are they the best team in the regular season? Yeah, but now is where it counts. So you have some other guys like Josh Allen. People are killing him, but he's actually played well in those games. It's just he just got outdueled by Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. But he had great numbers, and he did well in those games. But here you have, like I said, you have Lamar Jackson, who can dominate the regular season, and then just nothing. So we're gonna see. I look at this it's Baltimore is a 9.5 point favorite. So that's a big spread.
Yeah, that's in the playoffs.
I'm not sure that they're going to cover that. No, I do think Houston will keep it close, especially in the second half. But overall, my prediction, I am going to take Baltimore, but if I'm betting, I'm taking Houston with the 9.5 points.
Yeah, 9.5 points. I'm definitely taking. I can't see a defense that's rallying like that, because there's a guy that's named Joe Flacco that kind of embarrassed the Ravens. And their defense literally shut him down completely. That he didn't know what to do. And this is a veteran quarterback that came off his couch. We get it. But at the end of the day, he's a Super Bowl winner with the Ravens. You know what I mean? And he knows how to beat the Ravens. And then he comes in there and plays the Texans and gets mantled. The defense had 2 pick sixes. You know what I mean? That doesn't usually happen, So, not to Joe Flacco. So, Lamar's going to have to really be out there and playing some good football, because I'm telling you, man, the team, don't let a hot team get hot, because once they're hot, man, if they rally, it's going to be hard to stop them. You know what I mean? So, I don't see the Texans winning the Super Bowl or getting to the Super Bowl. I don't even think they're going to win this game. Like you said, I could see Baltimore winning this. But, yeah, if you're betting, 9 points.
9.5 points is a lot. I feel like Baltimore, they might get up to the big lead. They might make it interesting, but I do think they'll hold on. It is one thing, the Texans were home last week, and playing on home on the road, especially in the playoffs, is a big difference.
Huge.
If you're going to win on the road, you need a veteran team. You need a team that with players that have been there before. And Houston's still a young team, so I don't see that's going to happen.
Yeah, but we could be wrong. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna.
We could be wrong. That's why they play the games. We were wrong last week, but this is what we do, and we give it a shot and give us our best analysis, and then whatever. So now we're going to move on to the Packers and the Niners. Again, you have the up and coming Packers, who are the youngest team in the league after going into Dallas and just dismantling them. And I figure a lot of people are high on the Packers because of this. And I personally think that it was really more a reflection of Dallas's shortcomings than Green Bay. And I'm not trying to downplay what Green Bay did. It was great. It was an amazing performance. But now you're going into a different animal. You're going into the San Francisco, who
to the den.
has pretty much been the best team in the NFC the entire time.
Yeah.
They have been to the Super Bowl before. There's
Yeah.
veterans on this team. They're home. They're hungry, and I think this is going to be a blowout. San Francisco is also favored by 9.5, and I'm going to say right now, I think they're covering that.
You think they're
That easy.
covering it? I don't know, man. I don't know if the defense for the Packers are going to be able to handle them, but I think that Jordan Love in the offense can score points. You know what I mean? I just don't see them
The
being
that
able to stop the offense of, because you got Brock Purdy, which everyone's like high on or
right.
sometimes not high on, but you got Christian McCaffrey, you got Debo, you got George Kittle. You're gonna be sitting here thinking to yourself, is like, how do we stop these guys on our defense? But don't get me wrong, you go look at the other thing. You got Jordan Love, Jalen Reed, you got Christian Watson, you got Romeo Dubs. Like, you got a lot of talent over there too. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not saying that. I don't know that these are some big freaking lines, man. Holy shit, nine
Oh yeah, I
fucking
know.
points.
But
Holy crap.
if you look at the San Francisco defensive line, they're a problem. Like,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, Dallas had one guy that can get after you. You can't double team anybody on this defensive line
No,
because
you're
like they can literally just rush for and get to the quarterback in seconds.
they
Like
could,
that's how
yes.
good
Yeah.
that defensive thing is. And listen, I've seen a good defensive line out of the Niners for a while now, and that's why they crush teams because their defense is just killing you. You can't score, and then McCaffrey, they Purdy just plays within the system. Like, do I think he's a great quarterback? No, not at all. But he plays within the system, and you have
Yeah.
a great player like McCaffrey, who I feel as a running back should be the MVP this year. But
Yeah.
it'll probably go to Lamar Jackson or
I even think if Tyreek Hill had 2,000 yards, they would still go to the quarterback. You know how it is. They're
yeah, exactly.
like
So
they're
it's
trying to add another MVP status, saying like, "Yo, this is the most valuable quarterback. Make it an MVQ, and then
right.
make."
They'll never do it because then that'll change the reflection. We've already talked on this show how
Yeah.
how running backs do not get paid like
Yeah.
quarterbacks and things, and like with the Giants and Saquon, they just franchise tag him and they underpay him his value to the
Yeah.
team because if a running back wins an MVP, then all of a sudden it's like, wow, maybe we need to start paying these guys, but that'll never happen.
I know
So
what the real thing is. This is what really comes down to running backs, which I feel bad for, because when you look at a quarterback, name how, like in your brain, not doing research, how many quarterbacks do you see that got drafted out of like the fourth round that are starters today?
out of the fourth round, at least three,
That are
right?
starters, right? You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So we'll say three, but I bet I can name 20 running backs that are fifth rounders that are balling out. You know what I mean? Third to fifth
Yeah.
round that are like, some of them. Dude, we had a running back, Chris Brooks. That dude is an animal, and he didn't even get drafted.
And running backs back in the day used to get drafted early. It's just that the value for them isn't thing because they don't last as long.
They don't last.
They don't,
Yeah.
and because they take the pounding. Like all these rules that are in place, they protect wide receivers and they protect quarterbacks. But guess what? They don't protect the running backs. The running backs are going to get hit every single time.
And you know what's
the running back is also the protection for the quarterback. If he does the thing, it's his check down. But they're going to take the brunt of the punishment.
Yeah.
And even though they're going to be a huge part of the game plan and be part of your success,
huge.
they're just as important as the kicker.
Yeah.
And just like the kicker, they're not going to.
I think Raheem Mostert was a fifth round pick, and he had 22 touchdowns this year. So like, what it's coming down to in my head is what you do is you draft a quarterback, you find your franchise guy. That's always your goal. But then you draft linemen because anybody can run behind a line that gives you a hole, right?
Exactly.
All these running backs all bring the same value of pretty much speed. They're all in that 4.6, and then you get yourself a big body guy who can catch. Then you're looking at literally, oh, well, the running back did great. Well, guess what you did? You did yourself a fucking favor by drafting up 5 linemen that are humongous and very talented. And then you're like, why waste? That's who they need to start getting paid, is those offensive linemen that like literally do all the brunt work. Those guys are putting the freaking battle in there against defensive linemen that are running 4.2s, you know what I mean? And ready coming off the ball hot and spinning on you, and you're trying to because at the end of the day, man, Like I'm not gonna take anything away from Christian McCaffrey because the dude does it all, but like he's like a Swiss Army knife out there for this team. You know what I mean? But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, you can find that in the fifth, sixth round. You can't find a quarterback in the fifth, sixth round unless it's Tom Brady or a couple people.
Yeah.
Everybody else you're looking at that's on that field is usually a first round pick or a second at least. You know what I mean? No one's going. You know what? We found. I don't even know who to say. You know what I mean? I don't even know. Tua, fifth round. Daniel Jones, wasn't he first round? That's your real
Yeah.
quarterback right now.
Yeah, he was the fourth pick overall or something like
You know what
that.
I'm saying? Like, so usually your
I
franchise,
don't, I don't hate Daniel Jones. I
yeah,
just and like people kill the contract. It wasn't a bad contract. It was a lot of money, but
yeah,
unfortunately, that's the market for quarterbacks right now. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like you like these basketball, football. These guys are getting numbers that you just think is ungodly, and it's like, oh my god, how could you get them this much money? But like, that's the market for these
yeah,
players now, and if you and now you have to kind of look at it like what's the years, you know what I mean? So like
yeah,
if you're getting 40 million a year from a franchise for 5 years, that's an issue. I mean,
mm,
it's the NFL; they can eventually cut you in, blah 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 blah.
yeah,
But like, that's a 5 year contract. No, but 2 years, it's like okay, that's the market. It's probably a little higher than the market value, but
yeah,
you're in New York, you're paying more taxes,
yeah.
so
I get where they're
whatever.
coming from.
40 million, 2 years. You did the first year, and this is his first year did not go well. He got
No,
hurt, and he had a lot of turnovers, and the team didn't play well. Now you got one more year. I think they're going to draft a quarterback this year,
yeah,
and
for sure.
I think they're going to develop him. And Daniel Jones will probably start, but then depending upon how things go, he'll probably not finish the season, or if who knows, maybe he'll play for another contract next year and he'll do great, and the Giants will have a good year. So then you just you keep your
Trade him.
quarterback as your backup and see how that goes. But Daniel Jones has not shown that he can stay healthy. So like
Yeah,
you might have him to a hot start, and then all of a sudden he gets hurt, and then you bring in this a rookie if you draft him, or you bring in Tyrod Taylor or
yeah,
whoever, and then like they start carrying the team. We'll see what happens. But that's next year.
yeah,
We got our two games that we talked about. I'm going to save the next two games, tomorrow's games,
yeah,
for tomorrow. But yeah, tomorrow we're going to have the Bucks and the Lions and Bills and Chiefs. So
yeah.
that'll be fun to talk about tomorrow. And we're doing that tomorrow. So like I said, I like the Texans, but I like the Ravens. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I like the Texans with the points,
yeah, with
but
the
I like the
points,
Ravens to win the game.
win the game.
And the
You like the
49ers
49ers with the points
all the way.
also.
I think there's
Yeah,
going to be a blowout. I really
wow.
do. Like when you're the youngest team and you're on the road against a powerhouse.
Yeah,
Now everyone thought that. Same thing with Dallas, but Dallas was no powerhouse.
yeah.
Dallas was definitely
Well, they
not a
already been
powerhouse.
saying frauds for how long? You know what I mean?
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's
Uh,
it. Um, guys, just enjoy the games today. Divisional round has always been my favorite round.
yeah.
I think there is going to be some blowouts this year, but the last few years, I think it was last year or the year before, all four games or three of the four games went into overtime, and the one game that did not go into overtime was won by a last-second field goal as time expired.
Yeah.
Um, these games are generally close because you literally have the best four teams in each division at this point. You're either the best team or you're playing the best. So, there's going to be a lot of confidence in everyone's locker room, and people are going to ball out. Like I said, there might be some blowouts this year just because the Niners are just that good and that ready to move on to the next championship game. And I don't know what to expect from the Ravens. I think the Texans, I'm high on them because they had such a good year to cover the spread. But you know what? The Ravens could make that game get out of hand. So,
Yeah, for sure
um,
they can.
we'll
It's
yeah. So we're gonna see. Enjoy your football for today. Dave, anything else to add? You want to rant? You want to talk about anything?
no ranting today. I don't think there's any rants yet. We'll keep that in. Unless for the Heat, they're having a bad couple day games. Their defense is showing they're not good right now. But I don't see it's not rant approved yet. It's not get yourself overworked yet. You know how basketball is. It just sits there and do what is it? Don't over panic when the situation is not even emerge itself we're not even All-Star weekend yet. You know what I mean? So I'm not.
Oh yeah.
The games are so close for everybody that we're just sitting here saying, okay, relax, guys. Let's pump the brakes. But no rants for me, man. I hope everyone has a great day. Make sure to take those money lines, right? That's what I'm doing. I'm taking the Ravens money line, and I'm taking the San Francisco with points because I'm gonna do it. F it, fuck it. John says it. I'm gonna try it out. You know what I mean? I'll take the money line with the Ravens, and then I'm going with the San Francisco with the points. Like, hey, they're gonna blow them out. So that's a good payday. That's 9 points. That's
I might be dead. I might be dead wrong, but we're gonna see. I'm gonna put a bet down myself today,
yeah.
so I'm gonna see if I'm right or not. I'm only gonna
Yeah.
lose $5 if I'm wrong because I don't gamble like that. But
Yeah.
I can't afford to gamble like that. I
Yeah.
should
I
say.
know.
So either way, I do have a quick rant though. It is on the Knicks and the Raptors. I would just want to say that as a huge Knicks fan, I really want to thank R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel quickly. They helped rejuvenate this franchise. They are a big part of where we are today. And like I always say to people, like, you know, sometimes these young players are there to be part of the thing, or sometimes you get to a point where you could trade them for the right pieces. And it's a good trade for them. They're doing really well in Toronto. It's a good trade for us. I've been like 8-2 since the trade. I just really want to thank them individually, and I know when they come home today, to their old home, to
Yeah.
MSG, the fans are going to give them a big applause and really thank them because the Knicks were a bad organization for a long time, and like when you hire Coach Tom Thibodeau and then you draft R.J. Barrett, that was the beginning of changing the culture into a positive culture and making positive changes. And maybe you're not with the team now. You never know in the future, but the change started with those guys, and
Yeah.
and we really do appreciate that. And believe me, New York fans, they still cheered Obi Toppin when he came with Indiana, and they're gonna cheer. They're gonna cheer. These guys when they're there, and they're
Yeah.
gonna root for them. When they're not playing the Knicks,
Yeah.
obviously they're going
For
to
sure.
root for them when they're for them to be successful. So
Yeah.
so thank you for everything, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you for helping change the culture for the Knicks, going forward. And I wish you the best of luck, except tonight. I hope you guys have a great game but lose. That's my rant for
That's a good rant.
tonight.
That's a good rant, man. Sometimes you gotta open your heart, man. Sometimes you gotta thank these players that
Ah,
you love, man.
ah,
Like,
listen, we love sports. That's why we do this show.
yeah,
And if you can't give appreciation to the people that have been with you to help you get where you want to go, one way or another, then you're watching for the wrong
oh
reasons. Then you should
yeah,
you should
I
just be watching the bet.
yeah, that's don't even get me started. That'd be my rant right there. With the
All
NFL
right,
is
that's
becoming
enough.
just
Let's enjoy the day.
just enjoy the day. Go out there,
Happy
crack yourself
football.
some beers, some wings, man. It's
Oh yeah,
Saturday, man, baby. Go out
Saturday
there and
football.
enjoy it, baby. Do it. We appreciate you guys. We love you, man. Make sure to like, subscribe. We are on our way to 50 subscribers still. We need to hit that goal. I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna start making little clips. You'll see us on TikTok. Make sure to follow us on TikTok too, because that's where we'll be doing our little things. We'll make shorts on YouTube also. So check us out. Make sure to subscribe and get us there. We love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow. We're out. Tell them you're out, John. Out.